Hi, my name is Denise. I am a health freedom advocate in the state of California. I am co-founder of Freedom Angels and founder of The-Informed-Mama, which is a Facebook blog and YouTube channel. I've been getting a lot of questions on what's going on around the states and what kind of bills are being introduced. So I'm going to go through a couple of bills with you, and then I'll take a couple of questions on how to get involved and what the process is. So the first state, which is really, this is worse than California, is Illinois. So I have my notes. I'm just going to go off these notes. I'm not going to answer any questions until I'm done with it so I don't get distracted. The Illinois bill is SB 3668. For information on these bills, you can follow Illinois Coalition for Informed Consent. This bill removes religious exemptions. It also only has the ACIP contraindications, which are the reasonings why doctors decide not to vaccinate a child. The contraindications from the CDC and from ACIP is anaphylactic shock, encephalitis, or coma. However, the state of California, we have the same contraindications, and there was a project done for 800 pediatricians were called. And of those 800, all 800 said that they would not exempt a child who did suffer encephalitis or anaphylactic shock or coma, and they wouldn't even take them as a patient. So don't think that just because maybe your child has a history of asthma, eczema, seizures, things like that, that does not exempt a child from vaccinations when these kinds of bills are introduced. Neither does family history. So family history does not play a role in exempting these children with these contraindications. That's what California has. So if you have a child who suffered encephalitis after a vaccine, your other child will not be exempt. And if your child did suffer encephalitis from a vaccine, they would only be exempt from that one vaccine, and they would have to continue to get all the recommended doses after that. The problem with that is when a child gets multiple vaccines, like I had a 2-month appointment, they get 9 vaccines and they do react. How do you know which one affected that child? So that's just a really bad bill. It also allows 14-year-olds to consent to medical interventions or medical treatment, which is HPV vaccine, vaccines in general. So you can be sure that you'll be seeing those mobile health clinics coming to the schools. And it's incredibly easy to coerce it's incredibly easy to coerce a child into vaccinate. You just let them know, this is going to save your life. You don't want warts. That's what they're being told. And of course, no child wants to have an STD, even if they're not sexually active. The other one is it's a tracking system. So they're going to be put into a database. This is Illinois. So I'm going from state to state. They're going to be put in a database. It also eliminates protective language, ensuring a child shall not be considered neglected or abused if parents choose not to vaccinate for religious reasons. So what that means is it differs in every state, but in the state of California and across the nation, there is no law in any state to vaccinate. What they get you on when they call CPS is they say that you've medically neglected your child. So they can call CPS and file a false claim. Now, the problem with this language is now they're going to allow CPS to come in even if a parent opts out, even if your child is healthy. So you take your child to the doctor, and on those notes, it says height, weight, skin color, pigmentation, nutrition. Make sure that that child is healthy. Even if all those boxes are checked, they can still, according to this bill, contact CPS for child neglect. It also repeals the mercury-free vaccination. I have no idea why they would want to do that. This allows mercury to be put back in to the vaccines. So to fight these bills, I would, again, go to Illinois Coalition for Informed Consent, where they have all the information on their website. So it's ic4ic.org. To oppose the bill, you can contact Senator Heather Stearns at 217-782-8492. And her district office is 773-769-1717. Now, what you do when you call these, the representatives, you let them know what district you're in. If you are their constituent and you say, I oppose this bill, and as your constituent, I hope that you oppose this bill as well. So we want those phone lines to continue to ring and email and do everything you can to let them know that you do not support this bill. And as a constituent, if they do not, if they continue to vote on the bills that you've and many constituents have opposed, they're not representing you. And this is where you go out and you replace them. Take assistant to court with all. No, we do not want to take an exemption to court. I'll talk about that after, if you can just remind me when I'm done. The next bill is Colorado, and that is SB 20-163. Yes, I'm going to get to that. Give me 1 second. This one removes religious exemptions. It also forces re-education camps. So it's re-education. You have to sit there and you have to watch a video of why you're making the wrong choices, supposedly. It also strips future Colorado lawmakers of the right to legislative process for future changes in the vaccine program. So if there's going to be more vaccines added to the schedule or any changes with forms or anything like that, the lawmakers will have no say. It doesn't even matter. This is incredibly dangerous because then it's going to be the pharmaceutical companies and public health are going to be the ones to decide the laws instead of our lawmakers. Now, they have a hearing on the 19th. So if you are in Colorado, please go out there and oppose the bill. You can testify and let them know why you oppose. The next one is Connecticut, and this is Bill 5044. This also removes religious exemptions, and it allows public health to release confidential medical information to public and private schools and other entities in the state. It also affects colleges. So this is not just about childhood vaccines, daycare, public school. This is college. So if your child is not vaccinated and then they go to college, they're going to have to go on the catch-up schedule. And for that, you can follow CT Freedom Alliance to find out what's going on in that state. And again, on the 19th is when they have their hearing. So please go. We have great legislators like Jamel Hawley who have went, as well as Bobby Kennedy, who went there to show their support. But it's really important that you guys get out there and you guys oppose it. Regardless of what big names are there, it's important that you go out there. That's it for the bat. Well, not that's it, but those are the coming up events. Now, on the offensive, we have South Dakota who introduced a bill, HB 1235, which is ending the schools that require exemption vaccines to enter school, and that would be a class 1 misdemeanor for schools to ask that information or to require that your child be put up to date on vaccines. So that's great. The next one is New Jersey, bill number 1734, and you can go to njleg.state.nj.us/2020 bills to see what this is. But what this does, it revises requirements of administration of vaccines to patients. It must provide inserts. The physician must provide inserts, must provide information on VAERS, prohibits doctors from kicking patients out, which is a great bill. Washington also has a bill, HB 1976. This requires placebo testing, testing for carcinogen material, mutagenic, and infertility testing, and requires publicly discussing the vaccine injury rate. So these are great offensive bills that we're putting in place. It's important that you guys get involved because recently the World Health Organization has come out and said that they're going to remove all religious exemptions. So don't find it as a shock that this is happening, but you can go to, where's my notes at? You can go to the National Conference of State Legislators, and here you're going to find, basically you can get ready. So all philosophical exemption states are there. you can be sure that that's going to be taken away fairly quickly. And then the next one are religious exemptions. So that's Nevada, Washington, Montana, Wyoming, New Mexico, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, Florida, Kentucky, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, Alabama, and Georgia. These are all the states that you can bet your dollar that they're going to come after to remove religious exemptions. It's going to happen. The World Health Organization has already stated they're going to be removing those exemptions. So my best advice, get involved. You can find your local health freedom group on Facebook, which is super easy to find. You want to find out, you really need to learn how the process works. So how your session works. Every state is different. So you want to find out how the session works, who are the authors and the co-authors of these bills, and you want to contact them. You want to contact the representatives who are in your district. Again, go to your state, find out who your reps are. It's important to show up, not just call, but show up and let them know your face. Once you do that, those freedom pages usually tell you who were all of the legislators on the health committee, on the Senate, on the Assembly, and it tells you step by step, because you don't want to jump the gun. You want to make sure that you contact these representatives in the right order. So your district, you want to go to the Capitol, you want to go to your district offices. You do not have to be rude, but you want to be firm about you oppose these bills. Texas doesn't really have anything right now, not that I've seen, but Texas has a really, really strong health freedom coalition who have very strong ties and great relationships with their representatives. Right. So yes, you focus on the right legislators. All of the legislators have to know that you oppose this bill. They all have to know the reasons why you feel that they should not be voting on these bills. Now, the smaller states, well, not smaller states, but everything's smaller compared to California. But when you go to states like New Jersey, like Connecticut, like New York, you're able to go into the other states, and you're able to help go support these states. This is why New Jersey didn't fall, because those reps heard that chanting outside. They heard what was going to happen if they vote on these bills. Now that New Jersey passed by one. Arizona, I don't have a bill name, but hold on, I think I had it somewhere. So Arizona right now has, if you opt out of if you opt out of vaccines, you have to go to a re-education class. So you have to sit there and you have to watch a video on why vaccines are important and why you're doing a crappy job at opting out. You can be sure that they're going to come after Arizona fairly quickly, but there's some good bills and there's some bad bills in there. So please get involved. I left you all the group names, but you can go on Facebook and do a quick search. If you're not on Facebook, hashtag the state with health freedom on Instagram, so you understand what's going on in your state and you can be ready. It's important to start getting ready now and not after the fact. California has fallen. It fell in 277. We had all of our legislators were already bought. It was pretty uphill battle. So you also, California, even though they've already fallen, we've fallen and we've have all these mandates, what's coming next is the HPV mandate, as well as the flu shot. Now, we have some information that we're going to have to go to the Capitol, and unless you want to mandate, you want the state to mandate an HPV vaccine, you need to get involved with California. Every state is a mess. We know this, but it's imperative that you guys, once we have the information as concrete, you want to go to the Capitol and you want to lobby these reps and you want to tell them you oppose these bills in face to face. Also go to their districts. California has been in a lot of trouble for a long time, and now we have Senator Pan is running for controller, and Lorena Gonzalez is running for Secretary of State. Now, if you have a legitimate complaint against either of those people, they acted unprofessional, they threatened, they did whatever unprofessional act, and you can go on online, Google California State Rules Committee, and you can see how to report these legislators for acting inappropriate. The reason I say this is because Lorena Gonzalez heads the chair. Now, how is she going to head the chair and then introduces bills? Of course, she's going to pass her bills. So we need to make sure that we get somebody in there who's supportive of parental rights and who is not trying to trample on the Constitution, because California has fallen. I don't know how much more it can fall. Yes, Illinois is targeting homeschoolers. Super important that that gets nipped in the bud, because that's going to set the precedents for the other states. California that's going to happen soon. We don't have it yet, but you want to be prepared. I mean, homeschool. I know not everybody wants to do it or can do it. You can do it even if you work. Homeschooling is going to be the most important thing you can do to fight these mandates if you can homeschool. And again, you can log on to the Homeschool Legal Defense and sign up. It's like $11 a month, and they help you with legal advice should you run into it. It also helps you find co-ops and curriculums to help you with your children. So that's that. If you guys have any questions, you can always email me at freedomangels@protonmail.com. And again, go down to your Facebook Health Freedom groups and get involved. Start emailing, start showing up, start your phone calls. Session is here, and it's time to get to work. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.